we talk about transferable and non-transferable skills, we use an analogy of an iceberg. So in your mind, imagine an iceberg, and you know that above the water, there's the peak that you see or the parts of the iceberg that are visible up top. But we also know that underneath the water is where there is a vast, giant part of the iceberg that we can't see. So we like to describe transferable and non-transferable skills considering that iceberg. Think about the part underneath the water that we're not seeing as the part where transferable skills are happening. And the part up top is where we have the non-transferable skills. So transferable skills are those things that we only have to teach one time because they are going to transfer from one language to the other. That doesn't mean kids are going to be able to learn it in Spanish and then translate it. That's something totally different immediately to English. That's different. It's a skill in their brain to transfer from learning a concept in one language and transferring it into another language. The skills that we need to focus on up top, though, are the non-transferable skills. So when we have time specific to English language arts or English time in its content area, we need to focus on those skills in their production, in their writing, in their speaking that are non-transferable. We don't need to reteach what we've already taught in the partner language class of those transferable skills. We know that they already know those. We need to focus on the non-transferable skills. So some examples of a non-transferable skill in English compared to, let's just say, Spanish. The IGH blend in English, that doesn't exist in Spanish. So that would be a non-transferable skill that we would need to teach during English time. Another example of a non-transferable skill would be the different word blends or sound blends that exist in English. Those are things that we need to teach explicitly during our English time rather than reteaching concepts that have already been taught in the Spanish classroom or the partner language classroom. Often when we go into dual language immersion programs, we see situations in which teachers or partner teachers, like one teacher who's teaching in the partner language and her partner teacher that teaches in English, they have this double teaching that's happening all the time. Sometimes it's a matter of, we'll use Spanish here, that the Spanish teacher is teaching concepts in the Spanish time, and then the English teacher is reteaching a lot of those things in English. This is genuinely coming from a place of fear. It's coming from not understanding the transferable and non-transferable skills. And if you don't know, you're not alone. This is happening across the country in our dual language immersion programs. We get fearful that the kids are not going to be able to do certain things in either the partner language or in English. That fear is justified often because we know that they have to pass the standardized tests, and the standardized tests are in what language? Yes, you're right, English. So we need to understand transferable and non-transferable skills and trust that the skills that we're teaching in the partner language that are transferable will transfer into English. Because who has time to double teach? Who has time to teach content first in one language and then turn around and teach it in another language? I don't know a single teacher that does. So once we start to understand transferable and non-transferable skills, it becomes a lot easier, and we actually can find more time in our day to focus on the content that we're charged with covering. We have to trust that those skills that the students will learn in the partner language will transfer into English. We do not need to double teach. We should not be double teaching anything. No one has time for that.